Hello and happy Thursday. And I hope you are having an amazing week. And I would just love to hear from you and hear what it is that is new and exciting in your life. And today there's a lot going on in my life right now and a lot of stuff that I have never ever done before. And for those of you that don't know me, I started a journey last March to write my first book, which is called The Overcomer Facing Challenges with Faith and Courage. And little did I know that there'd be a lot of steps over the way in writing and publishing this book and getting it out to the masses. And I have to say, it has been a journey and a half and lots of learning curves. And my advice to anybody who wants to do something new is totally do it. I have a tendency to jump right in and just start doing it. And the one thing that I'm not going to say regret, but the one thing that I wish I would have taken some time to research was, after the writing process, how to really get yourself out there and really how to publish the book and really how to, the questions to ask different publishers and things like that. And I'm a type of person that just loves to just jump right in and I prayed about it and then I jump right in and go, and sometimes that has served me well and sometimes that hasn't, but that's through my entire life journey. And I'm sure people can identify, starting something new is scary. Something, when you try something for the first time, a part of the journey is learning as you go. And so sometimes you really have to trust your gut instinct. And I know that anytime I turn away from my gut, it's just like a disaster. So one of the tips that I would definitely recommend is doing a little bit of research first, before you publish that book. Or it's funny because when I was starting my Christian walk, I had a lot of Christian mentors, and they would say, before you do something major, check with 3 people first. Um, and of course, me being me, thinking that I, had not had all the answers, but that I could just figure it out as I went away. There was a lot of times that I never did that. And then in the times that I did do that, it served me well. So what I can honestly say is, even in business and things like that, if, definitely get into what you want to do, start something new, especially with this pandemic. A lot of people have a lot of time on their hands. So start a new project, learn something new, write your book. Everybody has a story. But just what I would do is pick people's brains that are around you, people that have been successful in what you're doing, whether it be writing a book or whether it be selling art or making crafts, things like that. Just really engage with people that have already done it, and more than one person, and before you decided to jump into anything. Read the contract fully and definitely know what you're getting yourself into is another thing. And truly, asking those 3 people closest to you, what their feedback. And not to say that they would deter you from what you really wanted to do, but having those people's feedback does help in the long run. So those are just some of the tips that I've learned along my journey, and hopefully they help you and serve you well. And just trust your gut. If something's telling you that this isn't the right time, or this is like, when I mean trust your gut, like, is it you've been thinking about this and you haven't acted on it, and then you're afraid to act on it? So afraid and fear is one thing, but being smart about those decisions is another. So I totally encourage you to jump, because you're not going to do it until you do jump. But also keep in mind to, just ask the people's opinions that you respect the most that are around you and get their feedback. And there are going to be some people that are going to be naysayers no matter what. Try not to go to those people. Go to the people that actually have your back and know something about what you want to get into. And with that being said, so yeah, The Overcomer was born, and it was republished in January of this year. And I did put the link in the comments if you are wanting to purchase your copy. And sorry, I should have had this beforehand. Here is a copy of the book, and it is found on Amazon. And I just want to okay. So chapter 21, patience tested. We were married and life is back to normal, recognizing there is still more to come, because it's just the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. Hockey is now in full swing. We are at the arena every weekend, all weekend, and football's on the TV. And here I am thinking, oh, I can finally take a moment and just breathe. What a heck of a year it's been, and it just keeps on going. Now the pressure is on to buy a house. I know Joe really wants out of the apartment, and so do I. So we find an agent and we start looking for houses. That, my friend, is a chapter and a half of life lessons in itself. Trying to buy a house in this market. So, that's just one of the many chapters. There is 24 chapters in this book. And, it's just a little tidbit, little nugget of my story. And for those of you that don't know me, I am Dorothy Graham Odell. And if this is your first time coming across this LinkedIn channel, or not LinkedIn, sorry, YouTube channel, or Facebook, or it could be on LinkedIn at some time too. I was bullied all through school. I had low self-esteem. I had been in abusive relationships, and I didn't think that I would ever find true love. And when I did, he showed up pretty well. And that was what I was reading about chapter 21. So, if you're giving up hope, if you think there's no one out there for you, you definitely need the book, because don't give up hope. The book is hope and faith through the entire thing. And, we've gone through some pretty traumatic things in our family, from my uncle's suicide to my parents being chronically ill, from heart and stroke to kidney failure to 2-time cancer survivor. I pray after we get the results on May 31st for my dad. So with that, it's a jam-packed book full of stories, full with life lessons. And I just hope that this is encouraging to you, and would love to hear back from you. Have an amazing day, and God bless.